Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to episode 2 of season 2 here at Everton. Thank you for all of the feedback on the first episode yesterday. Over 100 comments of feedback about what to do with the Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Dwight McNeil situation. Everyone seems to be quite split about Dwight McNeil specifically. So for the time being, we're going to give him until January to impress by giving him plenty of first-team football, and hopefully we will be able to come to a more resolute decision when January arrives. If we get big bids in the meantime, or bids from clubs that we should probably consider in the meantime, like we did with the Manchester United one, then we will consider them. But for the time being, it looks like Dwight McNeil is set to stay in the short term. A little bit of explaining to do for me. The most thumbed up comment was a couple of the most thumbs up comments were people not necessarily understanding the decision to move on Chimiti. There was a comparison with Gift Orban and Gift Orban's overall rating of 76 comparatively to Chimiti's also 86. This is one of those situations, and I responded in the comment section as such to a couple of people, where the overall rating isn't the defining factor. Gift Orban feels great in game. Chimiti does not. Chimiti did not feel great in game at all, and that's why I took the decision to move him on. I could utilise the funds from that sale much better by signing someone else or using those funds to help loan in someone else and save the money for a later window, which looks like it might be what we're looking to do at this stage now, and bring in Oscar Bob on loan and Valise on loan instead. Again, it's not the overall that's the defining factor. It's the individual stats and the way that they feel in game. That's what I go off most of the time. And Chimiti was one of those scenarios. Gift Orban is, as it happens, currently injured for the time being until probably the beginning of September. Of course, another one of the youngsters declines the move, probably because he asked for too much money from the club that wanted to buy him. However, someone else has gone out on loan, that being Jensen Metcalf. So that's the situation with those transfer deals at present. We'll see how the window progresses from here. Wanting to say thank you to Josh, Terry and George on the board behind me for your continued support in the comment section. Thank you very much indeed. I get that there is questions asked about some of the decisions. That's the nature of football. That's the nature of what happens in real life when sides make decisions. And obviously, you guys feeling the same here. There was also some questions over the Pickford sale, but actually, City have played Jordan Pickford ahead of Ederson since they signed him. So I feel like we're justified in that decision as well. If Manchester City came calling for Jordan Pickford, I do feel like he would go. As much as he loves Everton, as much as he's been at the club for a long time, I don't see a scenario in which Manchester City get turned down for that bid, especially with the FFP situation at Everton as things stand. It's just, I think it would have been done if it were a realistic way to look at things. Gift Orban might be back. Not quite back for the game against Newcastle. We've got 2 Premier League games today and then a Carabao Cup game. The Carabao Cup is not something we're really going to focus on, so we will sim it. It's actually against Brighton, who we beat in yesterday's episode. But we're very happy to get a 1-0 win against it. Could, if not should, have been more. Newcastle away and Chelsea at home are the 2 Premier League games of the day. Our target, of course, for the season is to qualify for European football, specifically the Europa League at least. That's at least what the board are asking of me. We should wait and see if we can actually fill that request. And DI saying he wants to play against Newcastle, and if Gift Orban genuinely isn't available yet, which he isn't going to be, then NDI is probably going to be the man that we call upon in that situation. We'll see if Harry will actually go to Scotland in this case. I doubt it, but we'll see what happens. Right, Newcastle away. Not a straightforward fixture by any stretch, but Meslier has moved to Leeds. That's an intriguing one. Moved to Burnley from Leeds. That's an intriguing one. Drop the video a like if you're enjoying the save, though. I'd appreciate it very much indeed. Thank you for the support on the save so far. Fingers crossed you continue to enjoy. If you're subscribed to the channel with a notification bell ticked, you'll never miss another episode. The player career mode continues to go from strength to strength on the second channel as well, alongside the Formula 1 content, so keep that in your sub boxes as well by subscribing there. And of course, come and join me across on stream. And you can see everything that happens in everything we record in its entirety. Right, Newcastle away first. No bids yet for us to consider for players that we're in the balance about. So for the time being, we look like we might be set for the season at this moment in time, with that being my starting lineup. But as ever, when there's always the opportunity to improve, things can change. Newcastle's 4-3-3 at the beginning of this Premier League season has Vlachodimos in goal on this occasion. Hall, Kelly, Byrne, Livramento, Hayden, Willock, Miley, Gordon, Murphy, Isak. Presumably resting some of their stronger players for bigger games, I guess. Not sure what their fixture list looks like. They've signed Matheus Cunha from Wolves, which is obviously a good pickup. And Di is the man drafted into the starting lineup to replace the injured for the time being Gift Orban, and hopefully he can do a job. He certainly did do a job for us last season, and he needs to keep that going here. And Calvert-Lewin could set him in, and he could really start us off with a bang, and he has done indeed. 2 minutes 16 seconds, and Iliman Ndiaye is filling those Gift Orban boots very well indeed, isn't he? What a start. Corner for Newcastle in the 21st minute as they look to respond. Former Everton man Anthony Gordon with a delivery. Dan Byrne underneath it. Back to Gordon. And Miley. Chill Lewis. Isaac Hayden. Probably not the man. Ooh, lovely ball by Willock to Murphy, and Isak forces the first proper save out of Aaron Ramsey, but kept out well, comfortably. 1 game so far for the club, Aaron Ramsey, since signing. 1 clean sheet. 2 from 2 would give us 2 wins from 2 as well in the Premier League so far this season. Dwight McNeil into Calvert-Lewin. McNeil's going again. It's going to hold up in the rain. Will deliver a ball. The cross is very good. But unfortunately, a defender underneath it. Trying to turn defence into attack, which we did, but not with a definitive action at the end of it. Miley. Oh, that's a nice ball. Held up in the rain well. Branthwaite in the way. Corner Newcastle at the end of the half. Gordon. Lots of height in there to aim for. No one. Oh my God! No one higher than Dan Byrne. Ramsdale, not too sure what was going on there. I think that was more of a game thing than an Aaron Ramsdale thing. Oh, he's offside, but we did get the block in anyway, thankfully. It will be 1-0 still at half-time, although Newcastle have come the closest to scoring and looking the most dangerous in scoring the second goal of the game. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is making good runs, but not able to be found yet. Garner and Di. Nice touch, nice turn. Not much in the way of support, only Dominic Calvert-Lewin for now. And Burmo up against Lewis Hall. That was only ever going to end one way, wasn't it? Try and find... Oh, shit ball. Okay, won't find anyone with that. We'll get it back, though. Try it again, Brian. Maybe on your left this time. You're going to be offside, aren't you? Yes! I mean, it's a good chest and finish, but he was offside. Newcastle have stepped quite regularly so far, and that's why, because it works. I knew I'd moved Fresneda the wrong way there. Gordon in the box. Challenge Jared. Taking just a second too long to have the effort there. Anthony Gordon, and paying the price as a result. He onside this time. Oh, it's so close again, but just offside. That second goal's coming. Murphy off. Matheus Cunha on. Changing formation maybe for Newcastle with Cunha now, unless he's being played out on the wing the same way that Jacob Murphy was. If that is the case, then... Oh, that pass needs to be better. Then he won't be as influential, but still someone to consider a threat going forward for the Magpies here. We're an hour in. So far the clean sheet's intact. Kelly with a throw down the line. Excellent from Gordon. Harvey Barnes is on for them now as they've made another change. Here he is. Fresneda's in the way though. Fresneda's ball out though, not good enough. Isak's done me with a turn. We've got a toe in. We're going to need another toe. Or a hand. Aaron Ramsdale makes the stop. Good. Brought on Carlos Soler in the midfield for James Garner. It's Fresneda underneath that, clearing away from his mistake earlier on, and Mbermo's away here. And if Ndiaye can make me the right run, we could have a second goal here. He's got the space to get into because the defender doesn't know who to close down. Please tell me you're onside, Mr. Ndiaye. Iliman was, and Iliman, oh no! Tries to place it in the bottom corner and gets it all wrong. That was the game right then, right there. Iliman? Better, please. Soler and Ndiaye. Go on, then. Go on, then. DCL! Game right then, right there. Everton 2, Newcastle 0. Iliman Ndiaye scored the first. Missed a glorious opportunity for a second, but in the end, set up his teammate to do so instead. Home fans booing, and that means that the away side are doing really well. Question of handball there, actually, as it popped up, but not that we care. Nothing given. Golazo. Livramento. Tino into Isak. There's probably not enough time for 2 Newcastle goals. There will be enough time for 1, but they're not going to get it because Ramsdale makes a good save. It was one you'd expect him to make. They probably would have been better served. Taking the advantage there, Newcastle. Ndiaye on his own as I pump that out to him. Newcastle just not quite at their best, but to be fair, they didn't play that strong a lineup today. So whatever they were resting players for, I hope they get the result in that game, because they're not going to get the result in this one. Everton 2, Newcastle 0. 2 games played, 2 clean sheets, 2 victories, 6 points. That's a good start to the season. Chelsea at home, though, going to be more difficult. Jobe Bellingham signs for Villa. Good signing for them. You might just have seen Darwin Nunez has signed for Leipzig. Liverpool have sold him. Moving to Germany. I didn't play him that often, I don't think. I'm pretty sure Diogo Jota was the go-to for Liverpool in that central role. Decore signed from Crystal Palace for Stade Rennais. There are some intriguing transfers that go through on FC25. Ryan Gravenberch has moved to Napoli, so Liverpool selling more of their first-team players is an intriguing one. Interesting Wimps and a couple of more transfer talks breaking down. Oh, Tyra! Just bugger off, mate. He's rejected Ross County, he's rejected St Gallen, he's rejected Dundee United. Just go, pal. Nobody wants you, mate. Right. Brighton in the cup we will sim, but we'll give the side a little bit of a tweak so that the best players are available for the Premier League game coming up. So that will be the team that we start with, and Bermo and Fresneda, basically the right-hand side of the pitch, the only players to remain in the 11 from the game against Newcastle. Ferguson, Soler and Bermo, who got us started, give us a 3-1 win. So we're through to the next round of the Carabao Cup. Not a competition, like I say, we're focusing on too much. Fulham has signed Patrick Vimmer. He was a name that was recommended to us from the the search for a potential winger. But at present, as we say, not acting on it yet. Manchester United game moved, presumably because of our progression in the Cup. Email from the Everton board. Another game rescheduled in January. Why is the game being... I guess, actually, maybe it's European. That might be because of European fixtures being drawn. Nathan Ake signs for Newcastle from Manchester City. We could have done with him in the last game. Players on international duty isn't a bother for us at this stage in this competition. That is a Patreon player signing for Arsenal, so we'll cover that on deadline day. A bid from Wolfsburg for Jared Branthwaite. No. Jared Branthwaite is only going to go to anyone that is the very best and nobody else. Thank you very much. Still waiting for our next reports to come in before we are able to maybe find another youngster. Chelsea's on the 30th, then deadline day the day after on Sunday. Still no plans to do anything else at this stage. I was hoping Gift Orban would be back by now. He's not, but Ndiaye is fit, so Ndiaye is in. Right, Chelsea. Chelsea, who usually play in the blue and white, are in their away strip today. Georgi Petrovic in goal. They've sold Robert Sanchez. centre-back partnership is not that strong, but the strongest they can put out. Leslie Ugachukwu alongside the usual Moises Caicedo in the middle for them. Enzo Fernandez not selected on this occasion. Cole Palmer out on the right with... what's his face? Christopher Nkunku. There we go. Brain, well done. In at cam for them. It's a strong Chelsea side, to be fair. Obviously some weak points, but not too dissimilar to the weak points that Chelsea have in their real-life squad, to be fair, this early on in a save. Raheem Sterling back playing for them after his loan spell at Arsenal last season in the starting lineup, but not yet, thankfully, Mr. Ramsdale, on the score sheet. Boost for Raheem Sterling, being the former Liverpool man. We did look at maybe potentially adding him to the shortlist, or maybe even looking to loan Raheem Sterling this season. But I was told in no uncertain terms by the game that he holds a grudge against our club and wouldn't sign. So we were not able to sign Raheem Sterling on loan. I would have been intrigued to, but clearly Raheem Sterling still holding Liverpool dear in his heart and won't sign for a former rival, despite signing for Chelsea and for Manchester City and for Arsenal. So read into that what you will. Real life Raheem Sterling seemingly not quite so loyal as virtual Raheem Sterling. We'll get this out here to Brian and Burmo. Calvert-Lewin is the man I'm going to try and look for here. It's a decent ball. DSRC's there. And Ndi can win the header but can't find a teammate. 15 minutes in, it's still 0-0 here at Goodison Park. 5.6 million is all Aston Villa paid for Jobe Bellingham. Good potential in there. Morgan Rogers and Jobe Bellingham could well be go-to players for Aston Villa later in this save. And Ndi's touch needed to be better to bring that down and get it away from Trevor Chalobah, which he wasn't able to do. And Nkunku to Sterling. It's been not a ball draw, but a difficult fixture so far for either side to be creative enough to find a way through. Both defences certainly on top thus far. It's nice. Oh, and I nearly got the better of them, but here's Raheem Sterling now with Nicholas Jackson in the middle as a dangerous alternative to Raheem. He might not need him. Ramsey's in the way. I'm trying desperately to clear it. We have now thankfully done so. That was dangerous, and that's probably Chelsea's most clear-cut opportunity, if we're honest. Abdoulaye Doucouré, now's where his physicality hopefully will work for us. And Burma's going to get... No! In behind! Oh, that was the pass. That was the moment. Ryan and Burma had loads of room to get into as Cucurella had tucked in centrally. Sterling is having a hell of a 5 minutes here. And our defensive line is having to work particularly hard. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is working hard, but not to great effect thus far in this one. 10 minutes to go. It's been such a difficult game for both sides to try and find a way through. Cole Palmer is not really looking like an 88 rated player right now. And Nkunku finds Sterling. Oh, what a pass in there, and Ferguson just delayed, but we're all right. We're all right. Again, Cucurella's pushed. Challenge. God, it's been such a game like that, really. Both sides trying to build, failing to build anything meaningful, and having to then switch into a defensive shell to keep the other side out. It's end-to-end, but not really in a way that's actually left me with anything that I can actually show you, I don't think, more often than not. This could be dangerous. You know what Cole Palmer can do from these sorts of situations. Enzo Fernandez is now on for them. Cole Palmer is going for it. And that is not as good as his free kick against Brighton. Sterling. Oh, stuck out a leg. He needs to get there first. He didn't. Another good chance for Chelsea. If you'd have told me before we kicked off in the first game against Brighton that with the fixtures we had, we'd come away with 7 points and 3 clean sheets, I wouldn't have believed you. We might even come away with 9 points. Dwight McNeil's pass, unfortunately, not quite got enough on it to find its way around the corner. It will be a 0-0 draw against Chelsea at Goodison Park, which is absolutely a solid result. They're a squad that are better than ours, with ambitions probably higher than ours, but they don't tend to break the top 4, Chelsea, at the moment, do they? So the actual outcome for them this season might be similar to our own, challenging for the Europa League. Brentford 3, Manchester City 2 is certainly a shock at this stage of the season, with, of course, City being reigning champions in the Premier League right now. We're going to sort the squad out with updates, etc., and then we shall have transfer deadline day for you. Right, now I'm going to have to check my emails or my transfer hub after every hour so that I don't miss anything here because of that disabling the first transfer window, not getting updates or emails about transfer bids bug. Not sure whether that's fixed yet. I think it might be. If it isn't, the fix is on the way. You guys will be able to let me know in the comment section whether you've experienced a working save in that regard yet. Alexander Golovin has moved, Nianzou has moved, and Mantilla has moved. They're the moves so far on deadline day. If Federico Valverde comes to Manchester City, I will poop my pants playing against them. Okay, that's weird. Oh, actually, some of you wanted to know what they are. Those training squads. That's not a bad thing to do. My training plan is set to automated, and then my parameters are 30-90, 30-90. I've had a couple of comments about those. Inadvertently, you got your answer. So let's see what happens on deadline day. It's still just a rumour at the minute, but Colomboanu's gone from rumour to permanent deal. £43 million. He joins from Paris Saint-Germain. Harvey Elliott has moved to Lille from Liverpool for 41.6, and that is Harry Tyra has agreed to go somewhere. Of all the people that bid from him or for him, Ayubspor is where he's decided to go. All right, pal. Have fun in Turkey, mate. Have we had any bids? We haven't. Okay. Tyra sold, though. Thank God for that. He's actually finally out. Did I just say Alisson's rumoured to be leaving? Alisson to Atleti is a rumour. Oh, no. Federico Valverde to Manchester City is not a rumour anymore. £156.1 million. It's a reality. He is one of the best midfielders in world football. And now he's going to be one of the best midfielders in the Premier League. Gulp. Alisson's still a rumour, not confirmed yet. Chiquinho Chutalo moves to Betis. Need to check my transfer hub. Have we had any? We have had a bid for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. It's come from Sporting. I would be open to having Victor Gyökeres, but I don't know as they'd be willing to let Victor come to me. They don't have him anymore. That's intriguing. Okay. Well, I don't really want to sell him to them if I can't get Victor Gyökeres coming the other way, so I shall just price them out of a deal. And if they pay 30 million, then we laugh in their faces. To be fair, 23.7 for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. It's not bad. Now I'm a little bit torn. That's nearly twice market value. Can I really turn this down? They might pay a really hefty fee here for a player that 25.1, quarter of a ton for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. That is very nearly. I mean. I think it's not what I was planning on doing, but £25.1 million for Calvert-Lewin to give me over 50 to try and find a replacement is something that I think I can't really say no to. Zalazar might be going to Real Sociedad, so that's one we won't be able to do moving forward. Marquinhos to Arsenal is a rumour. Alisson has moved. £57.4 million. Some very unexpected transfers going through here. Right. We need to try and find a replacement for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. And we need to try and find that replacement now. It's still only a rumour. It's not confirmed yet. Oh, God. This has changed entirely, hasn't it? Right. Striker. What do I do? So we've got Ivan Toney. Moise Keane. Evan Nielsen from Bournemouth, the league below. Pavlidis at Benfica. I'm not sure I can... Can I justify Pavlidis from Benfica? I don't know. It's very similar. Kilichoi's not the finished article yet, but has potential. To be fair, Kilichoi's a weird one because the key stats are very good. But is he well-rounded enough to be able to do a job in the Prem? I don't know. Joao Pedro's a good choice. Eliwahi we're not sure about yet. Andre Silva's probably not the one. Noah Okafor really intrigues me, but I don't know if I could justify getting someone from AC Milan, regardless of whether they're third or fourth choice or not. Balogun, he's a good option. I think it's probably between Balogun and Joao Pedro. It's probably between the two of them. And I wouldn't really be able to decide between the two. 3-star, 4-star, 3-star, 4-star. Obviously, Falarin is quicker. Joao Pedro is cheaper. They wouldn't let me... No, they're not going to let... They wouldn't let me loan Okafor, would they? No. I'm not going to be able to loan anyone else. They've had a bid from Mallorca for Balogun already this season that they've turned down. Oh, God, this is just tough. A very, very, very difficult decision. I have enough money to, without the sale of Calvert-Lewin. I mean, obviously, if the Calvert-Lewin deal falls through. My worry here is the Calvert-Lewin deal falls through and I can't sign anyone else. And we need to make sure. Is it even going to go through here, the Calvert-Lewin deal, with 2 hours to go? It's still only a rumour. I'm in such a tough position here with 2 hours to go. I can't commit to buying someone if Dominic Calvert-Lewin doesn't move. Did he go? It's still just a rumour. He's not going to go. He's not going to go. Sporting are not going to be able to get... After all that, we've just spent half an hour looking at 1,000 different players, adding loads to the shortlist, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin is going to end up staying. Well, the reason you're getting the video late is because we just spent forever trying to figure out who to replace Dominic Calvert-Lewin with. And he's not actually gone anywhere. So, apologies for that. Unbelievable. So, the video will be out late. It's 5 to 3 now. He couldn't agree contract terms. So, he didn't go anyway. Outrageous. So the transfer history then for this season thus far in the summer window. The bigger ones are very, very notable indeed. Valverde to City, Lois Openda to Arsenal. Eder Militao to Aston Villa is really left field. Victor Gyökeres would have been one of my go-tos to replace Dominic Calvert-Lewin, as you saw, but he's at Inter Milan. Alejandro Grimaldo's moved within Germany, so is Joshua Kimmich. Unai Simon has moved to Inter as their new goalkeeper. Marquinhos is now at Arsenal, so PSG letting some big players go. Mike Maignan has moved to Manchester United. Alisson to Atleti, you saw earlier. Kudus to PSG is a big one. Kirkju to Benfica is a bigger fee than I thought it would be. Gavi to City for just £56 million for Gavi. What? 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 Leroy Sané to Atletico Madrid. Guilherme Restes, 81 rated goalkeeper to Real Madrid. Intriguing. Scalvini to Barcelona. Nathan Ake we saw. Same with Gravenberch. Marcus Thuram would have been an option, but he went to Leipzig. Actually, oh no, that's July, isn't it? Not August. Botman to Bayern. Colin Mwani to Chelsea. Pape Sarr we saw move as well. Similarly, Harvey Elliott. Lucas Chevalier has gone to Juve. Kim Min-jae to Lazio. Højlund has moved to Wolves. All right. Konate's gone to PSG. Pickford we sold. Lookman to Arsenal. He would have been a potential option at striker as well, maybe. Rashford to Fulham. Raum has moved to Milan. Man United sending a lot of big players here, or a lot of influential players. Anyway, Marcos Llorente to Leverkusen. Pau Torres to Sevilla, although they've replaced him with Eder Militao, so I'm sure they'll be absolutely fine. Curtis Jones to Wolfsburg. There was a call for Richarlison to return. He would have been on the shortlist, but he's gone to Wolfsburg as well. Prados was a man we had on our shortlist previously for the centre mid role. He's moved to Celta Vigo. John Stones to Aston Villa. All right. Marmoush was a player we would have had on the list as well, but he moved to Mönchengladbach earlier in the window. Cunha moved to Newcastle. He probably would have been on the shortlist too had he not moved. So there's some intriguing deals. Yuri Tielemans to Villarreal for 31 million baffles me. Some big players. Andre Onana's gone to Bayern. That's why they've signed Mike Maignan at Manchester United. Some big players moving for some not sizable fees that you would have expected. Certainly. With regards to the Patreon players, we have had some moves. If I show you the list here. So, let me change that to green. We've seen Brandon go from Schalke to Manchester United. James, the left-back, has gone to Leipzig from Roma. Moving to Roma is Stuart Lynn, the right mid. And then a lot of striking moves. Spurs from Reading, PSG from Huddersfield, free agents to Aston Villa, Seattle to Leverkusen, Saints to Tottenham Hotspur, Saints to Arsenal. North London, clearly the hotbed for Southampton strikers. And then from Spurs, moving from North London to France, is Matthew Davison to Olympique Lyonnais. A lot of growth, as you can see, from a number of you here. Up by 6 or more, even 8 in some examples here for players in this save so far. So really surprised to see quite such growth. Surprised to see some of the moves that you guys have made. If you want to see your stats in more detail, then do come and join me on stream and I can show you them. But by all means, feel free to pause the video at any point to see your overall. But you just saw it there, I'm sure, on the list on the spreadsheet. So that was quite the intriguing transfer window. The man that very nearly left didn't. We're in 4th in the Premier League at the moment. We've Leeds next, promoted back up from the Championship last season. They currently find themselves 19th. So we'll hope to get victory against them in that next game. In the... where's my calendar? In the next episode, we've got Fulham away in the Cup. That's winnable, as are 2 of the 3 league games. But Liverpool at home will be intriguing. Won't it? That'll give us an idea of how much we've improved as a club. And then next month... I think this team is capable of qualifying for the Europa League. Genuinely. Especially with some growth that we should get this season. I think we can finish top 6. Probably 6th, but I think we can finish top 6. We'll give it our best shot. That's all for today. I need to go and record tomorrow's. So come and join me on stream. And I might still be doing it, actually, by the time you see this. If not, we'll be recording the player career mode. So it'd be great to see you on stream regardless. But for now, that's all from me for today. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you later.